You guys, we do this live on. I'm not ready yet. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Okay.
That'd be Facebook.
Right, live
And
on
YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube. So let's be as lively as we can and make these guys in Salt Lake City envious of what we got going here.
No chance.
Oh, I know they can hear me. All right, let's roll.
You ready, Mitch?
We're live. Good Friday morning. Today's Friday, February 25th, 2022. Today's the last Friday in February. Spring is on the horizon. It's a balmy 10 degrees outside. So I know our roads out here in Springfield, Missouri over the last few days have been a little bit slick, Dave. But we're probably nowhere in comparison to what our friends up in Pittston are dealing with today, which we'll talk about here in a second. This is your Friday driver safety meeting. We do this meeting just about every Friday that we can. We had to take a little bit of a hiatus due to some COVID for a while, so we still got some information out and got some visitors doing that couple of weeks. But last week, you and Field kind of got back to our normal atmosphere and got it back going, right?
We were a little rough, or maybe I was a little rough, but we made it through it. Yeah, it was a little different, but hey, we're right back in it. Every week, here we go again.
Hey, man, sometimes the only constant in life is change, so we're going to change things up a little bit today, too. You know, we got the same atmosphere as we have today. We're live here in Springfield, Missouri. We also are live on Facebook and YouTube, but we also simulcast to our other terminals up in Pittston, Pennsylvania, and Salt Lake City. So let's go east first, and let's talk to our folks in Pittston. Who we got with us this morning?
Move it up.
Good morning, Pittston, Pennsylvania.
Good morning from a snow-ravaged Pittston, Pennsylvania. Some of those folks probably sitting there with you are there being held captive, from what I understand. Tell us what's going on there.
Hey, they're just glad to be here. They're not held captive. They just want to be here. It's amazing time here. You know, it's a great week that we had this week with orientation and amazing people that came in. And unfortunately, we got some roads that are shut down around us today, but it is what it is.
So I was looking at the information on PennDOT's website. They basically got you guys circled. You know, they said, let's see, where's the prime terminal? Here it is. We're going to shut down every road around you.
That is true. 81 to the New York state line is closed down. 80 from Interstate 81 to the New Jersey state line is closed down. 380, 84. Yeah, we're surrounded.
What's it looking like this weekend, Rick, for your weather?
You know, it's going to clear up. Today they're calling for 40 this afternoon, so it's going to clear up. It's going to melt off, and this weekend we should be pretty good.
Hopefully this is it. Like I said, this is the last Friday in February. So hopefully as we transition into spring, you know, we should be good. I know that a few weeks ago, I think it was your governor that killed the groundhog right before he was supposed to come out of the hole, or what was the situation there?
Yeah, the groundhog seen its shadow, and they're predicting another 6 weeks worth of winter. But you know, it's been in the 50s, 60s here from at times, so I don't see it.
Hey, they predicted another 6 weeks worth of winter, but that was 4 weeks ago, so we should be in the clear, right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, awesome. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, we're going to jump right on. I think you guys got another speaker that wants to get on. You want to?
Is Yarborough up there, Ricky?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Good morning,
All
gents.
right.
Floor is yours, sir.
All right, Rick Yarborough. Go ahead, Rick.
Hi, good morning. My name's Rick Yarborough. I work here at the Pittston Terminal. Let me just say one thing about that groundhog. We always have one last hoorah in March. So guaranteed before March is out, we're going to have one more of these things outside. But that being said, even looking outside right now, spring is coming soon. And I want to let everyone here know, those of you that were here 4 or 5 months ago, we had a big evolution of getting cars moved because we're still trying to complete our parking across the street. That's long-term driver parking. It's going to be a lot better. It already is a lot better, but before, this time last year, it was a pretty crappy place over there for you guys to leave your car, get out in the dark and the mud. So we're improving that. There's also going to be a building over there with a dog wash, 3 dog washes, actually. I've been here 15 years and I keep getting the question, Rick, when you get a dog wash, well, it's here now. So we're going to have the dog wash, 3 dog runs to help out there. And we're looking at some other projects here in PA. We're trying to get some more trailer room down the road. So we have a few things going on, but pretty soon, a lot of you will be getting messages to swing through here and move your car. Please help us out with that so we don't have to tow it. I mean, you don't get charged for it, but I don't want anybody's car getting towed and moved around if you can move it yourself. That's pretty much what I wanted to tell you about, but there's one thing going around. It's not just Pittston specific. Times are tough. We all know what's going on with the economy. Freight, cargo theft is on the rise. Breaking into trailers are on the rise. So when you leave a Pittston terminal, any terminal really, your trailer should be locked at all times, loaded or empty. That's our rule. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. When you pick up a trailer, put your lock on it. There's no exceptions. And I know a lot of times, you get to the plaza, there's no lock on your trailer, and the plaza associate, he's telling you, dude, you cannot leave until you put a lock on the trailer. You might want to argue with him, please lock your trailers. It's not just Pittston, it's Springfield, it's Salt Lake City, it's every drop yard you leave. And this rule and this ask is not just to be a pain. It's to protect our equipment and our cargo. We have a lot of security meetings. We put a lot of money and time into our security procedures. We have a lot of meetings with our shippers, and they expect us to safeguard that freight when we pick it up from them. So please don't give the plaza associates a hard time. Do the right thing and put a lock on that trailer. That's it. If you don't have a lock, get one from the company store. See security if the company store is closed, and they'll help you out there. But that's really the plug I wanted to get today, gentlemen. Lock those trailers up. It's never been more important than right now to safeguard the equipment. But that's all I got, guys. Have a great day.
Real quick, Rick, Rick Yarborough, real quick here. Hey, can you tell us what you do? How long you been with Prime? All that good stuff. We haven't talked to you in a while, so love hearing your voice. But give us a little insight. What do you do? What do you manage over up in Pittston?
Well, pretty much this place. We're not real big on titles here. I guess I could be called the terminal manager. That's what my business card says anyway. But really, I'm here to facilitate any need. So it doesn't matter what department it is. I do a lot of work with the shops, the facility here. So pretty much if you need answers in Pittston and you're not getting the help you need, find me and we'll make it happen. I'm just here to make the place run smooth. That's what I do. Been here 15 years. Like I said, I was here the day Prime moved into Pittston. So I've been here all that time, and I just enjoy making this place a safe home for our drivers, and just a place where you can get things done. So whatever it is, I'm here to do it and help out.
Good deal. We appreciate you up there, Rick. You've done a great job for us, and continue on, man. Good information from Mr. Yarborough. Make sure your trailers are locked, and the best locks to get, if you're wondering, is those alloy locks. That's what we sell down here in the company store. That's what our security director is back there shaking his head yes for in the back of our meeting room here. And that's by far the best lock to get. Make sure you get one of those. All kinds of weird stuff happens, Dennis, it seems like, in trucking, and usually it's one of those things we go, I haven't heard of that one before, but but you never know what goes on out there, and that's why I want you to lock that trailer, loaded or empty. You're responsible for what's inside of it, so you don't want something or someone getting inside, causing some issues, stealing some product, whatever it may be. So make sure that thing is always locked, that trailer, and trailers are so valuable right now. So
all equipment is so valuable right now.
That's right.
We were giving a trailer guy here hard time here a few minutes ago. Hey, we got them coming in August. Well, for those guys that are, a little bit less scrupulous than some of us, it's a bunch of them sitting outside at the truck stop. If they need some parts or they need a, whatever, they know where to get one.
Or if a driver just unhooks for a few minutes to go do this, it's a perfect opportunity for them to hook onto it, take it on and leave, and then we're down a trailer and probably some product in it, and it's all expensive, and right now it's not replaceable at this point. So
absolutely.
Yep.
All right, so let's keep rolling. We're gonna go out west. Let's talk to our friends out in Salt Lake City. We got Troy with us this morning.
Morning. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you. I mean, not that we're here to compare, but I think our folks out east were a little bit more lively and ready to go this morning than you guys were.
Wow. We know that's a bunch of crap.
Well, a wise man once said, haters are gonna hate, right?
It's a beautiful day in Salt Lake City. It's 17 degrees or 70% chance of snow today, but then it's supposed to be clear for like a week or so. So we're doing good.
Good deal, good deal. And can you guys kind of had some challenges, not necessarily with snow and inclement weather this past week, but you guys had some challenges with wind, and we had to kind of shut some outbound traffic down out of the terminal this week.
Yeah, anytime we get those high winds, especially out here, with I-80, coming through Wyoming and all that. Anytime we get those high winds, we'll shut you down here to keep you safe. We don't want anybody leaving here and getting blown over on the road down the street. Doesn't make any sense. So we'll keep you here and safe and in our beautiful terminal. You might as well be here than out on the middle of the road somewhere. So good
Absolutely.
thing.
Give me something new going on out in Salt Lake City.
We've expanded. Fortunately, we've been able to hire more people. We've expanded our hours in our cafeteria. We're at least 5 days a week now. We're 24/7. The weekend, the crew's a little smaller on the weekend, but we're doing real well. We're getting people hired, and we're getting, making it better for our drivers coming in here every day. So.
Good deal, good deal. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on. We'll get you right on.
We'll do it. Thank you.
All right. Right back here, Springfield, Missouri. How you guys doing this morning? All right. Great job. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. Safety department is located in the Z building, right on the ground level, center of the room, right next to the pillars. Of course, if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by. We're going to do our best to try to get you any answers to any questions that you might have. And with me this morning is David White. Good morning, Dave.
You remembered my name. That's good, Dennis.
Hey.
I'm doing good.
Sometimes people get us mixed up.
They do. I could see the resemblance somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So you boys are from Arkansas, right?
That's right.
So good deal. So Dave and I work in the safety department. We basically sit back to back there. Dave has been with the company for
20 years.
20 years. 20-year
Yep.
associate. Dave, what did you do before you came to Prime?
I was worked for another trucking company that wasn't doing so well. So opportunity opened up here, and Don Lacey interviewed me, and I came down here, and man, it's been greener pastures all the way here. This place is a great place to work for. Great management here, and just overall driver base, love it. Besides that, it's a lot better than living in Iowa, I can tell you that. So I know right now some people are thinking it's not, but up there I guarantee it's a little bit colder than it is here. So we're doing fine.
Well, good deal. We went through our transition period, and one of the things we got a lot of positive feedback on is, the personal touch we gave to the speakers that came up, find out who they are, exactly where they work, how long they worked here, and some information about what they did before they came to Prime, why they came to Prime, et cetera. So I appreciate you filling us in with your story.
How about yours, man? How long you been here?
So I had a few red shirt years as an intern, but I've just eclipsed the 20-year mark as of last month myself. So I came to Prime as a broke college kid. I was an intern, started here, doing paperwork type intern stuff, and transitioned through a couple different departments. Spent the most of my time here at Prime as a fleet manager in the reefer division, and about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, moved over to the safety department. So
I remember you when you started. I think my wife probably remembers you even more. I know it sounds bad right now, but the way this works out, when you started here back then at Prime, you spent the first couple of years and nights in fleet manager. So unfortunately, Dennis is one of these, he got to be a supervisor of fleet manager. So he'd call me in the middle of the night on bad accidents and the accidents we need to get adjusters for and things like that. And he'd give me a holler, and I don't wake up very well to phone calls. So usually my wife would answer the call, and then Dennis would hear, "Wake up, Dave, wake up," and trying to get me up. So
Hear your wife cussing you out in the middle of the night, slapping you. And then, when you get Dave on the phone, you got to kind of give him a few minutes because you're like, "Dave, this is Dennis, man. I'm going to give you a minute here to get your bearings."
he's very proper on the phone. I give you that. So, but thank you for working with me on those nights, because
No problem.
it's tough sometimes when you're out. But
No problem.
but we're doing the right thing back then, and we still do the right thing today. It's deliver on time, pick up on time. Most importantly, doing it safely, and that's what we're always going for. So
Absolutely. So breakfast is free. So if you haven't jumped in line, placed your order, go ahead, jump in line, get you some free breakfast. These folks are working extremely hard to get everybody taken care of at all three terminals. Let's give these folks a round of applause for getting us taken care of.
oh yes, the most important people in here in this room. If you're new to Prime this week, this is your first week of orientation. All three terminals, Pittston, Salt Lake, or here in Springfield. If you could please stand and be recognized, love to give you a round of applause. Yeah. All right. I like this, Dennis. We got a lot more than we did last week. So it looks like they made it here safely. And did you all get a good breakfast? That's important. Make sure you get your free breakfast. There's no doubt. You won't go hungry around here on Friday mornings. If you do, it's your own fault. So
we got an exciting lineup today. So
we do.
One of the folks that I got 3 calls already this morning that they want to hear from. We've got some conflict in different parts of the world. We won't go too deep into that, but how it affects us directly is that we're going to probably see a drastic change in fuel prices. So we're going to have Sam Messick, our resident fuel expert, going to come and talk to us for a few minutes about what you can do as a lease operator to make sure you maximize on the opportunity. Who else we got? We got Stan Kasterke.
Stan Kasterke, I believe he's here. There he is. Yep, Stan's here. Yeah, we'll have him up here shortly as well. So
who else we got this morning?
We've got the most important people, though. We got a couple of our great drivers. Let's start it off, should we?
Let's roll right into it.
Let's go. So Glen, Horack, and Anthony Eck, if you could make your way up here. Most Friday mornings you always hear from our safety department. Dennis, myself, Bill, Steve. We talk about our safety numbers. And this past week on inspections, we did really well. We had 139 inspections. 103 of those were clean. So a 74% clean rate. Great job to all of our operators. But usually we talk about, what works, what doesn't work. And I was thinking this morning, you always hear from us, slow down in winter weather, make sure you do proper pre-trips, all that. You hear the same thing over and over. Why not bring up 2 of the experts we have here at Prime this morning? Glen here has got 4 million safe driving miles. Anthony here is working on his 2 million right now. So glad they volunteered to come up and give him some of the insight, what's going on here. So comes to DOT inspections. What do you guys do? I mean, we never get a bad inspection from either one of you guys. What do you do out there on the road? How do you maintain your equipment? How do you keep up on it?
I do my daily pre-trip every morning before I start driving. I drive team. So when she gets done driving, I still do a walk around to check everything out.
Now, hold on. Who's she?
Depends on the day. Could be my wife. Could be her name's Heidi. She's sleeping. She drove in last night, and as Dave said, you made her drive in? Well, yeah, I didn't want to drive on the roads.
Yeah, the roads are real nice around here. You make her do it. So how long has Heidi been with you, Anthony?
She has been driving for us for 5 years now.
Okay, good deal. So when you stop at a rest area, go to the bathroom, you truck stop, get fuel. What do? You walk around your equipment? Do you check? What do you do?
Yeah, every time you stop the vehicle, get out and do a walk around, check everything, check your tires, make sure nobody's pulled your kingpin, check your lights. When you're getting fuel, I always pop the hood and check everything over and do a real good thorough check of the engine and everything. A first for me in a long time, I got DOT'd in New Mexico a couple weeks ago, and they actually broke the seal on the trailer to make sure my load was secured.
Now, can they do that legally? Can they break a seal?
As Don Lacey would say, they've got the gun and badge. They can do whatever they want.
That's true. Good point. Go ahead.
But yeah, so they can legally open up the trailer and make sure that the cargo is secure. And if you don't have load locks up, they can write you up for it. And I got lucky. My load was secure, and I had a clean inspection that day. Then the customer wasn't too happy. The DOT got into the trailer, but it was food products, so I understand why they were a little iffy about it.
Now, when they break in and they break the seal, look
They break
inside, I
in.
shouldn't say break in, that's Bill's back to security going, way to go, Dave. No, when they break the seal, they look to inspect it, do they what do they do, reseal with a number or what, how's that handled?
Yeah, they will put a seal on, and it usually has the agency on the seal that got into the trailer. I always have them note on my bills. Seal intact upon inspection, broke by officer. I haven't put their badge number. I haven't put all their information on that paperwork. So I'm covered when I get to the receiver. They know, oh, it was broke by a state patrolman.
Good info. How about you, Glenn? Your 3 cents in this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as Anthony, you know, when you're, every time you get out the truck, walk around it, make sure, you know, nothing's falling off or anything, and do your inspections every day. But that's basically, you know, all you got to do.
How about how you act at an inspection?
Oh, and when you get an inspection, your attitude has a whole lot to do whether you're going to get a ticket or not. I mean, if you know, yes, sir, this and that, and as long as he's not an ass to you, don't be an ass to him. And most of the time, you know, things will go good.
There you go. Have you had one go sideways before on you?
Years ago, but most of them are pretty nice.
Yeah, really, inspections in the office, DOT, they've gotten better with the way they do things. And
Yes, they have.
yeah, and so that's good to hear. Any other tidbits you do? Well, you make Carly go out there in the wintertime and go over the trailer while you sit inside?
I'll let you tell her that.
So Glenn drives team as well. His wife's Carla is actually sitting back here. So that's probably your number one fan there to keep you going down the road, keep you safe.
Yeah, she does a good job. She's been here 13 years, and she's I don't think she's only had one inspection, one or two, but she handled it real good.
Now, when she's getting inspected, are you with her when that happens, or do you stay in the truck? How do you guys work that?
No, I stay right there in the bunk because if I get up, I got to go getting up and just stay right there, let her do it.
There you go. So hours of service, is that ever a problem there? Obviously, if you get out of the bunk, you're no longer in the bunk, but does
Right. Well, yeah, if you get out of the bunk and go outside, you got to log on duty to be out there with the DOT officer and just screws your logbook up.
do they ever tell you to get out of the bunk and get out here?
Yeah, they've actually not me. They've had me get her up before, and that don't go real well. But
Just to see that you actually have a person in there. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So any other tidbits for either one of you guys on that? Inspections? We'll move on if that's.
no, I think that's it.
Okay. How about winter weather driving? What kind of advice? We got a bunch of new folks out there. Every week, like I said, they hear from all of us and safety, but coming from you guys, different game. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, for winter driving, the best thing to say is do everything in slow motion. You know, a lot more room to brake. Don't give it too much gas. You're changing lanes. Do it gradually. You know, don't whip over there. Just, like I said, do everything in slow motion.
Don't run in packs. Definitely don't run in packs. If you see 4 or 5 trucks ahead of you, back off it. Let them get some distance. You've seen these pileups on the news and everything. These are drivers that are running right with other trucks. All you new guys, get a CB in your truck. A CB will save you from being part of that accident. A lot of drivers still run a CB. I hit bad weather. I turn my CB on and I turn my stereo off so I can hear what's going on ahead of me. You know, I've had instances in Wyoming where somebody's come across the radio and said, "Hey, truck just went across. He's on your side of the road blocking both lanes." And I was able to get stopped before everybody else because I was listening on the CB and I was paying attention to what was going on. Limit all your distractions. That includes phone calls. If you're on the phone with your wife, husband, whoever, get off the phone while it's snowing. Pay attention to what's going on around you and just limit your distractions.
So Glenn, Anthony, you guys kind of hit, all of our talking points, but let's take a few steps back, and kind of, especially for our new folks, take them through what your planning process is. You get dispatched on a load, you've heard inklings or even over the CB that there's some inclement weather coming into an area. that you have to go through to get your load delivered? Kind of what's your process as far as planning the trip, communicating with dispatch, whatever it is you go through?
Well, usually when I'm dispatched in the wintertime, first thing I do is go to any weather apps I have on my phone. And, look, wherever I'm going, I'm gonna find out what's there and plan for it. You can put food in your truck, plan on, take your time. And if you've got time to shut down where it's bad, go ahead and shut down there. But if you got to drive through it, just plan for it.
And part of the trip planning is, like Glenn says, I'll check my apps. I actually have one app where I have certain locations saved. And if I know I'm going through there, I'll go look at the future forecast of that area to make sure. Wyoming's a big one. Wyoming just wreaks havoc this time of year on all of us. So I'll look, and if Wyoming's bad, I'll route myself around, down and around Wyoming just so I don't get stuck in that. One thing I love about Prime is the captain of the ship rule. If you are not comfortable driving and you are planning your trip out and you see that it's going to be snowing when you get to somewhere and you get there and it's snowing and you don't want to drive, you just let your fleet manager know, hey, I'm parked at this truck stop till this weather lets up. I'm not comfortable driving in this. And they're not going to come across and say, no, you need to get this load moving. They're going to say, all right, let us know when you get going again. Glad you're safe. Thank you.
Weekends, nights, we'll get to your questions here in just a second. Weekends, nights, have you ever had any, pushback on, hey, I know it's bad, but I've got 5 other trucks coming through that area, and they had no issues. You ever had
I've had one night fleet manager in, I don't put chains on. If it's bad enough to chain up, it's better off I'll just park. I had one night fleet manager argue with me over the Qualcomm. Well, I'm not going to tell a customer that you're not going to be on time because you don't want to chain up. And so I ended the conversation with, it's not safe. And as soon as I put that in there, I didn't hear another word from him the rest of the night.
Yeah, I'll second that. That's about the only time I've ever had an issue is at night, and they wanted me to put chains on. And I'm like, Anthony, if it's bad enough for chains, it's bad enough for me to go to bed. Because usually you're going to put chains on, you're going to be doing 15, 20 mile an hour at the most. I can go to bed for 8 hours and the road will be clean when I get up, and I'll still be at the same place at the same time.
And that's one of the things we talk about when we give our coaching and give our spiel from the safety department is that, there's no purpose in battling, the worst part of the storm. If you just wait, like you just said, you can, allow the local jurisdictions to deploy their plows, roads to be treated, traffic to clear up, whether it's, 2 hours, 4 hours, maybe even a full 10-hour break. Once that happens, you can probably be in the same area, in a lot less peril situation.
Oh, definitely. You can. I've done it. I had guys that chained up and went on, and I see them the next day. So, it doesn't do you no good to fight it for hours and hours and hours, and then you're wore out, and then you can't go nowhere because you're out of hours. So it's just better off to just park. Chains are good if you're stuck to get you out. If you try to get off an exit or something, put them on, get to the truck stop and park.
I think we got a question over here.
Actually, I had a comment when when you're talking about winter weather and you're planning on whether or not you should shut down. One thing you should do is think about where you're at. Because if you're in a light snowstorm driving across Michigan, you're probably okay. But if you're driving across Corpus Christi in the first light snow they've seen in 70 years, you probably want to shut down.
That's an excellent point. We had some customers in this week, and I won't name the customer by name, but they were from Georgia, and they were here on the days when we had some pretty decent inclement weather, and they were like, man, if this happened where we were, whole place would be shut down. Nobody would be here, but yet Dave and I were here holding down the fort. But Georgia, Alabama, definitely the Dallas area. You guys have probably seen over the last couple of days have just turned into an ice rink. And one day it was 70, one day it was 20. Those folks didn't know what to do there.
No, they sure don't.
Any of you guys use auto socks, by the way?
Yes, I do.
What do you think of them?
They work. You can't use them for long periods because as soon as that sock hits dry pavement, you tear it up. You're gonna buy another one as soon as you hit dry pavement.
You have them, Anthony, or not?
Yeah, I've got them, but I've never taken them out of the bag yet.
So we're gonna keep rolling, but before you get out of here, Glenn, 4 million safe miles. So that's at the very least 28 years here at Prime, right?
Yes, sir. Been there since 1992.
All right. And Anthony, how long you been here?
Coming up on 14 in August.
14 in August. So, we've got a lot of new folks here at our Springfield terminal, as well as, at our other terminals. Give us, 30 seconds of advice that you tell somebody that's, very new to the industry going out right now.
As far as your safe driving, pay attention. That is the biggest thing. Use your head in your mirrors all the time. Look way in front of you. That's just the biggest thing, is pay attention to what's going on around you. Most people that are going to do something stupid, they'll give you a warning. Just pay attention to them.
Biggest thing, get out and look when you guys are backing. If you got to get out 20 times, do it. Don't let the pressure of the other trucks that are in the truck stop trying to park, trying to get around you, get to you, because that's when you will have an accident. So just focus on your task. Don't worry about what the other drivers are doing. Like Glenn said, you'll know when someone's going to do something stupid. I've had trucks when I went to go do a pull-up come fly around me really fast. And if I wouldn't have been paying attention, they would have basically T-boned me. But always get out and look. It don't matter how many times you get out and look. The one time you choose not to get out and look, that's the time you're going to hit something.
Excellent advice. Hey guys, we appreciate what you do. Let's give these guys a round of applause for joining us this morning. Now here's the thing. Since we got you up here, we're going to hold you happy for just a minute. And we're going to ask our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Steve Wutke, to come and join us for just a minute. We're going to ask Jeff Alley to come on up here for a minute, just a second too.
Say, I'd like to join the D&D show. You guys kind of could compete for TV space, I think. You get after each other a little bit. Glenn, 4 million, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I think I speak for all Prime associates in congratulating you for that effort. And what a great cause to operate safely for 4 million miles. It's unreal.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you got some other things going on up here in the next month or so, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Las Vegas on the 19th. I'm up again for the owner operator year for the TCA.
Yeah. How about that? And, the good news is this isn't Glenn's first chance at this. He's been there a couple of times before.
Is number 4.
Yeah, 4 times. And I tell you, I see him on the slot machine. He's pretty good on slot machines too. He can win a little bit of money. So, Carla, you got to watch him on that deal. Yeah. I got a little thank you from Prime. Might give you a little seed money.
That'll work.
For 4 million miles. You've earned it. We really appreciate it. What do you got to say about that guy to your right there? He's
awesome. He does a good job.
Well, what's he do for you?
He's a good partner. He keeps me running, keeps us busy, listens to what I want to do.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
You're telling me that you guys get along every day?
Oh, we have our days. He usually don't hear it. She usually hears it.
Oh, really? That's the way that works, huh?
Oh, yeah. I get pissed off. She's the one that hears it usually.
What comments would you have?
Oh, it's a pleasure to work for Glenn, and be partnered with him. And Carla, come on up too.
Come on up here, Carla.
She's the boss. Just another milestone for Glenn, that he's reached, and it's just a pleasure to work with him every day.
So, Glenn, you just never have to worry about being on time with Glenn and Carla, do you?
No. Once they put that Y in there for load commitment, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yes, for load commitments? Don't you just automatically know that one?
I do.
Unless it's a no?
See, that's why she's the boss.
So what comments would you like to have? I know you don't like speaking, but I'm going to ask you to. What would you tell these young folks starting this profession?
Well, if you're a wife and you're working another job and your husband tells you to quit to get a Class A, don't do it.
That's it.
No, don't. They laughed at me when I got my 1,000,000 miles and they said, why? Why did, how did you do it? I said, I was made to. They're like, what? And I said, he said he couldn't sleep behind students any longer. And he had me come out. And he said, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Now, this is the same man that we can't drive around. He'd come home, we'd get in our personal vehicle. We wouldn't make it across 44 to go home. He'd be sound asleep. So it's tough. We try to cook in the truck every now and then, but it just doesn't work, especially lately now with COVID, and I won't eat anything on roller dogs or any of that kind of stuff. So it's been challenging. There's been certain times that Jeff wouldn't want to even hear in the truck because it's like, if I had one of those tire thumpers, yeah, trust me, it wouldn't have been a good day. But other than that, no, I make good money. I've had paid off a car and I've got another new one. As far as longevity, people say, oh, you'll hear it. Oh, we didn't make any money at Prime, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Our old dispatch is an ACE2 instructor. Go take her class. Learn your business. You'll make money. I've had new cars, for one, because he always wanted to make sure the kids and I had safe vehicles. We've had houses. We've got rid of them. It's up to you how you want to run your business and how to make money, but it's there. So it's up to you.
Well stated, Carla. Glen, we really are proud of what you've accomplished. You've been such a great operator for us. I can tell you, our customers appreciate everything you've done. The owner of the company appreciates everything you've done. He happened to have an eye appointment this morning, so he tapped out on us, but sends his very best.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand.
Okay. So you all that are taking this position as a new profession for you, man, safety is our highest calling here. That's what matters the most. We care about our operators. We care about your profession. We care about the general public. So it's a challenge. As Glen said, somebody's always looking to wreck you, and you got to anticipate that. So keep that in mind. When you get behind the wheel, be ready to go. Glen, we're going to let you go. Thank you very much. Appreciate everything.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Hey, Glenn, one more favor from you.
Okay.
How many years did you spend in Marines?
6.
6 years. Would you like to?
Would all our veterans please stand up to be recognized?
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Make sure you take care of that check.
Oh, I will.
Make sure Carla gets her bike, maybe another one. Get a bike?
He's already got 2.
No, you.
Oh, no, I haven't got mine yet.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Right there in that check.
Oh, no, that's the electric for the shop, so we can finally have electricity.
Thank you guys for being here with us this morning. We're going to keep it rolling. So I think we got Stan Kasterke next.
Yeah, let's get Stan up here.
We make Stan over there in the corner. So, but as of this month, February, there's been some changes in the industry to the way that we're able to train our drivers. So I think you're going to touch on that a little bit, right?
I am.
All right,
Good
thank
morning,
you.
everyone. I appreciate y'all being here. Standing back there and looking at the group and all of our new folks who are coming in and the patience that you've shown with us to get you placed with instructors. It's been taking a little bit of time, more than it usually has. Thank you for what you've done, your commitment to Prime. I promise you that as you've seen Carla and Glenn and Anthony and Heidi, those individuals are awesome, but it's, safety is no accident, right? Whenever you are out there, you have to do just like Anthony said every day. This pre-trip that you're learning right now, it isn't just to pass the test, it's for the future, it's forever, okay? So you have to do that. Well, let me talk about ELDT, entry-level driver training. We haven't changed our training program because of entry-level driver training. We've always been training to help people be successful, to be safe, efficient drivers. what we're doing now is the federal government requires that we do reporting on the training that we received. There's been some of these fly-by-night places that charge you $10,000. You know, in 3 days, you're able to pass the CDL test somehow miraculously. Those folks, we hope, are out of here. That's really the plan on this part of it. This is an accountability process for us. We're compliant with that. We have some new programs in place. We have a phone app. Miss Marianne has done an awesome job, and her and the IT team of putting together an app. Those of you that are instructors, currently certified instructors here, can you raise your hand for me for just a second? So you've probably noticed, or if you haven't, it's one reason I wanted to be up here. If you look at your app, and you'll notice that as you go into that there's a PSD progress report. Well, each PSD that's assigned to you, now then you're going to be required to send a report on those, okay? So anyone who received a permit as of February the 7th, that was the magic date, is required to have gone through ELDT or entry-level driver training, okay? Before the student can be scheduled to test, we have to have a progress report from the instructor saying that the trainee is proficient and can basically pass the CDL test. They've been taught everything that's under that requirement of ELDT, okay? So before we can schedule anyone, we have to have that progress report in place, okay? And I'll talk to you, I'll be available after this meeting if you have any questions on that at all. There's a lot of things involved in that. You know, we're still working on some things to make it a little more efficient for everyone. But we're where we need to be, and we're going to make sure that we're staying compliant with the federal rule. But really, as we always say, our highest calling is safety, and we want to make sure that you're trained efficiently and safely to be a productive and be a 4 million mile driver like Glen, or a 1 million mile driver, or 2 million, or, you know, get that first 100,000 miles in, and then we're just going to build our base off of that. So I appreciate you all. Just stay safe. And if you need anything from me, you can give me a call. My direct line is 417-521-3299. So I have my desk phone program to where it rings to my cell phone. So at 2:00 this morning, I was doing some posting on Facebook about the training pad and stuff like that. So, you know, anytime that you need me, let me know. I may not always answer the phone, but I am pretty good at when I do answer the phone. I may not know what I said 10 minutes later, but I sound pretty alert on the phone. So,
I got a question, Stan.
Sure.
Probably speaking for most TNT trainers too. Have y'all thought about, I see you got that for the PSD students. What about the TNT students? Is there any way we can come up with something with TNT?
You know, so we talked about this before, so I asked him to ask that question. Not really, but so yeah, this is just kind of the beginning part of this. I think we'll transition this over. Now I'm speaking a little bit for the IT department here, but this is kind of the base of getting it started. And then we'll have that for the TNT phase. So I appreciate you asking that. Any other questions from Utah or PA? Appreciate you folks up there too. No? Okay.
All right. Thanks for being here with us this morning. All right. Of course, you know, all of our speakers, including Stan Kasterke, will be hanging out after the meeting. So if you have any questions that you want to talk to him about personally, feel free to pull them aside and ask those questions. So, you know, we're on about 15 minutes left. So we got one more speaker. We've got a lot of questions about, you know, how this conflict across the pond is going to affect us and fuel prices. So we asked our buddy,
You know, here's a little backdoor. I was thinking about this, Dennis. Technically, Sam is from Canada, so he's got Canadian citizenship. He's dual resident, so he's got Canadian U.S. You always see Putin up there at that table by himself. If we slid Sam in there next to him, I think he could get his deal on some fuel. What do you think?
Let's see.
Look at this face right here. Look at that. Perfect. There you go, Sam. Sam Messick, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Thank you very much. Dave's always got to bring up the fact that I'm from Canada. I think he's just envious or jealous or something, you know. But good morning. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to give everybody a real quick update. I know we're running a little bit tighter on time, but so as most of you probably saw yesterday on the Prime mobile app, I sent out an update early in the morning about what fuel prices were doing. Yesterday morning, they were going crazy. We were talking that oil, crude prices, which obviously affects diesel prices, and diesel prices themselves were up 8-9% at some points in the morning. And then it just came down really hard in the afternoon and honestly ended up a couple percent by the end of the day. So it looked like, we were going to maybe see 25-30 cents per gallon price increases on Saturday. That's now looking like it might be 5 to 15 cents, just depending upon which state you're in. So my point is, fuel pricing is going to be incredibly volatile over the next several weeks. It's going to almost for sure, it's going to continue to go up, right? Anytime there's uncertainty like this, it affects the fuel markets in a big way. So what I wanted to encourage you to do every day on the Prime mobile app, under the travel updates section of the Prime app, we post what fuel prices are going to be doing tomorrow. So if you go to that travel section of the mobile app around it, and it just depends on when we get the information from the fuel vendors, but sometime between noon and 3 o'clock, we will post what fuel prices are doing on average across the country or in specific states in the following day. I really encourage you to check on that every single day, because in a situation where fuel prices are going to go up by 25 or 30 cents a gallon tomorrow, right? Which I'm not saying they are tomorrow, but if they were, even if they're up 10 or 15 cents a gallon tomorrow, it very well may be that you should fuel today, right? The optimizer may be saying fuel tomorrow, but you need to go in and look at what's the price that, I'm expecting to pay tomorrow if prices go up 10 or 15 cents, and what's the prices around me today? Should I fuel today where I'm at and forego that fueling tomorrow? It's just something to keep an eye on. Obviously, we want you to follow the optimizer as much as possible. We think it makes the right decisions the majority of the time and is a really good tool for you. But keep an eye on that mobile app, at that information that we're posting. It's very, very valuable information for you. One of the other things that we're doing is building that next day pricing information into the optimizer. So I'm going to say within the next couple of months, you actually won't even have to look in the mobile app per se to get the next day pricing information and make a decision based off of that. We'll have it built into the optimizer for you. So if the optimizer says fuel today, it's because it knows what fuel pricing is doing tomorrow, and it's saying going ahead and fuel today. So we're trying to take some of the manual work out of this for you and help you make the right decision. One of the questions that I got a lot yesterday was, hey, if fuel prices go up and if they continue to go up like they have been, am I protected, right? And the fuel surcharge guarantee through our leasing program and things absolutely will protect you from these volatile fuel prices. I know that there sometimes can be timing issues, right? Because we use an average fuel price over the entire week in our fuel surcharge guarantee calculation and stuff. But overall, this program will absolutely keep you whole. If you're an efficient operator, high fuel prices honestly mean generally more profitability for you. But it really depends on how efficiently you're running your operation, how efficiently you're driving. So it's scary. Some of these fuel prices are getting up in the $4.50 range, where I think we very well could see $5 a gallon in some states here within the next month or two. But just trust the program. That fuel surcharge guarantee will take care of you. Make sure you're keeping an eye on that mobile app for next day fuel pricing and taking advantage of that kind of peek behind the curtains of what fuel pricing is doing tomorrow, and hopefully we can make sure that we keep you as profitable as possible going forward. But that's all I had, Dave.
All right, Sam. Any questions for Sam? Come on now. Somebody's got to have something. Pittston, Salt Lake. We may let you off easy
all right.
today,
Well,
man.
thank you.
Jeez. Unless you get a free breakfast out of the deal. So thanks for coming up, Sam. Appreciate it. Man, that guy's smart. Good fueling and stuff. I just get lost in that. But
we're gonna have to
fuel surcharge. We'll have to have him come out.
Yeah. So Messick, put it on your calendar. We're gonna have you back here pretty quick to kind of go through in detail, explain the fuel surcharge program. So
that's good info. What do you got next?
Hey, we got a few extra minutes, so we're gonna throw a curveball, a little bit of a pivot here. Let's see. I thought I saw her. D. Sova, are you
She's
here?
right there. Yep, I see her. Come on up here, D.
There you are. There you come on over.
Come on
up. She acting all shy.
Yeah.
The good thing about, impromptu speaking is, you You can bring people up here. You can see her face. She don't know what's going on. She looked at me like, what do you want? I'm trying to eat my breakfast. But to the best of my knowledge, you were at the Food Shippers Conference this week? Last week?
I was this week.
This week. So tell us about, first tell us about you and what you do here and what you did previous, and then we'll transition into what you experienced this week.
Okay, so I've had my CDL since 1991. I came to Prime in 2015. They started the Highway Diamonds program in 2016 when that lady came off the stage. I said, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. 2017, I won that Highway Diamond of the Year. 2018, got on the driver advisory board. In 2019, here at Prime, I got to represent Prime on America's Road Team. So I am the second America's Road Team captain from Prime. Is that enough?
Awesome. So what are you doing now?
So now I turned in my truck. I am now working in the CDL training program here at Prime. And it's really been a blessing. I feel like all these guys are my kids because we get to have some really cool conversations outside of just trucking. They know my story. If you know my story, raise your hand. Yeah, I got a really deep personal story. And I use that to leverage their ability to overcome their fears and to be courageous in this industry and going through this process. But as far as the food shippers meeting, it was phenomenal. This guy right here is probably one of the hardest working people I've met here at Prime. Him and Mr. Lowe were both there. Steve was orchestrating a lot of conversation, and it was just amazing. A lot of great speakers. I was able to be on the driver panel where I got to speak on behalf of the drivers and what they're going through when they're coming to these shippers and receivers and how we can improve upon things moving forward after this COVID era. The other part of it was bringing up the fact that a lot of drivers who are out there right now who have gone through the last 2 years, they do have some form of PTSD. And so I brought up the fact that I'm so blessed to be working for a company that has this forward thinking process. We have already had mental health professionals here at Prime. We also have a health and wellness program here at Prime, and all of that contributes to the driver being able to have a long-lasting career. I've been in this for 30 years. It is not easy to build that career. You got to have some gumption. You've got to have courage. You've got to have customer service. You got to be patient. You got to realize you're representing your company. The brand is with you no matter where you go because they see that billboard. And so when we come to our customers, I just want to say to you guys, as you build your career, especially you students, you have to understand that you are bringing you are the face of Prime. So when they see you, they see Prime. If you're not acting right, they see Prime. They're going to say that Prime driver. They're not going to say your name. They're going to say Prime. So I was really blessed to be a part of that. I can talk, Dennis, so
That's her subtle way of saying I'm out of here. So thank you so much. And throughout this whole pivot that we had over the last month or so, a lot of the conversation was had about all of the guests that we, Dave and I had brought in about how they're 10s, and that's just another example of a 10 that is just part of the team. So
no doubt about it. So we bring up Steve for the closer out.
Let us take him on.
All right, Mr. Steve Wutke, Vice President of Sales, closing. There we go.
Thank you all very much. And good job, Dave. And I can tell you, y'all would be proud of Dee's performance at Food Shippers. She's a showstopper. As you can tell, she's very bashful. She doesn't do well in front of people. But somehow she holds it together very well. We're proud of everything she does for our company. It was a really good meeting. We saw many of our customers there, and they really were very, very complimentary of what you all have done. It's been a tough couple of years. It's really nice to see faces instead of masks. So I think we're getting it rolling again. If we get this winter behind us, we'll be good to go. We're blessed with a lot of really good operators, just a terrific amount of really great customers that also support us with fuel surcharge programs that should insulate us to some degree against what's going on. So the point here is you really need to improve your fuel mileage. Well, you should always try to improve your fuel mileage, but as fuel costs go up, you need to watch your miles per gallon and protect yourselves in that way. So you've heard something about stolen trailers. You've heard something about locks today. That's all part of the responsibility that you all are becoming a part of. This is not an easy game. You have to be disciplined. You have to really want to do it every day. As I said earlier, when you get behind the wheel, you got to have your game face on. You got to be alert and ready to go. Because in many professions, you can make an error and no problem. You go back to work the next day, improve and learn from it. In this profession, if you make a bad decision or an error, you may not get another chance. And that's just the way it is. So you've got a tremendous responsibility. We're really proud that you chose our company to drive for. I don't think you could make a better decision. And as Dee said, we have a brand, and our brand is about equipment, people, service. All of that is part of it. Safety is a big part of it. So we really appreciate everything you do, and our customers recognize it and appreciate it as well. If Robert were here, he would say that you have some entitlement. Number one, make a good living. Number two, be treated with respect, always. It's an opportunity that we're really happy to provide to everyone here. It's a great opportunity. You saw Glen over here, who has 4 million safe miles. He and his wife, Carla, have done really well here at Prime, but they're just one of literally thousands that have done well here. So the opportunity is up to you to seize it and act on it and go from there. You know, I was lucky to listen to Coach Tony Dungy. You know, he's won a Super Bowl, brilliant speaker, really a wonderful person. And I took one really good thing away from it, and that is you don't have to be extraordinary to be successful. You just have to do the ordinary things extraordinarily. So it's not that you have to be a star. Just be consistent, do everything the right way, and you'll be successful here at Prime. We got a great business model. So I'm going to be in safety for just a second, all right? Because we're all in safety, just like we're all in sales. We cannot move rates high enough to offset accidents. You hear me? We cannot move rates high enough to offset accidents. We need to be safe. Protect yourself, protect the general public. That's our highest calling. Do not try to overdrive. Do not try to do more than you're capable of. If you've never been on snow and ice, maybe it's not a good time to start. Park it. We'll deal with the customer, okay? So please remember, we're all here to deliver product to the general public, and we can't do it unless we're safe, okay? We love you all. We're proud of you. Use these facilities that we have across the country. Exercise, eat right, do all that stuff. You'll be a better person for it, okay? We're proud of you. Have a good day. Be safe.